Hello guys, and welcome back once again to the Asian channel. And today we are going to talk about the development of the Chinese 6th generation stealth aircraft went into overdrive mode just before 2024 ended and continued on the first month of 2025. And just within the few days apart, now the third Chinese 6th generation stealth aircraft in development breaks cover. We have a few second video and pictures of the alleged H-20 long-range stealth bomber circulating on Chinese social media. The first 6th generation air superiority fighter is from Chengdu Aircraft Corporation, the same company which makes the J-20. The second, the 6th generation stealth fighter bomber, is from Shenyang Corporation, the same company which makes the J-16 multi-role fighter. While the third 6th generation stealth aircraft, which is the H-20 long-range strategic stealth bomber, developed by Xi'an Aircraft Corporation, the company which makes the H-6 medium-range strategic bomber. All three companies are state-owned corporations. The H-20 is China's answer to rival the American B-21 long-range strategic bomber, also in development. The B-21 also had its first flight last year. So what do we know about the H-20 then? Well, not much, and obviously the Chinese government wouldn't provide specific details about it because this is a highly secretive program. So we could only make assumptions based on the video evidence and the information from open source intelligence community. And I will filter out the most credible one for you. So for now, we couldn't verify whether this is the H-20's first flight or not. But solely looking at the video, we could notice that the H-20 is not flying wing design, unlike the one developed by the Chengdu Corporation. The H-20 has a classic swept-back wing with high aspect ratio. Normally, this type of design is used on aircraft that's expected to cruise at high subsonic speed for long distances. While the aircraft's belly is obviously quite large, because this is where the engine would be and the internal weapon storage of the stealth bomber. Also, as you can notice, the H-20 is much larger compared to the tailing fighter jet during test flight. It's probably the J-11 or J-16. This suggests the aircraft has large weapon payload capacity and fuel capacity, which is designed for extra long-range operation. Similarly, the H-20, like the other 6th generation stealth fighter, is tailless and lacks a vertical stabilizer for a much stealthier design. But it has a flat and short horizontal stabilizer. But I couldn't confirm right now whether the tail section of the H-20 is maintained flat or retractable. It could be possible that the H-20's tail and section could be flat like this in animation, similar to the B-21. Or there's also speculation it would have a more conservative retractable behind. The retractable tail could extend and serve as vertical stabilizer during slow flight, especially during takeoff and landing for a much safer and stabilized flight, while the tail end would retract back into flat mode during long-range and high-speed cruise flight for a much stealthier mode of the aircraft. For example, the tailless $2 billion B-2 stealth bomber crashed after takeoff because of its flight management system was faulty and having false reading. The B-2, like the B-21, fixed flat-wing design, so it utilizes a high-tech flight management system during low speed like takeoff and landing because the aircraft would be difficult on manual control alone. According to many experts, the H-20 is expected to have a larger range and payload capacity compared to the B-21 long-range stealth bomber because it seems the H-20 is larger. The H-20 is expected to have at least 18,000 to 20,400 kilograms of payload capacity, while the B-21 is expected to have a range of 6,000 miles. The larger H-20 is expected to have a range of exceeding 10,000 kilometers without refueling. Although both bombers are capable of aerial refueling to extend their range. Like other 6th generation stealth aircrafts, the H-20 is expected to work the vast network of systems, communicating and getting information or providing information on real-time to command and control satellites, early warning aircraft, naval ships, etc. in order for them to make the correct countermeasure on the battlefield. Or they could also serve as a reconnaissance aircraft and provide information about location of enemy air defense, naval assets, or enemy fighters to warn you friendly forces. The H-20 is also expected for long-range strike mission using long-range standoff weapons. So the Chinese could launch an almost surprise attack on the enemy a few thousand kilometers away because of the H-20's very low radar signature. It would also be almost impossible to spot them at long distance, and they could launch their long-range missile without entering into the enemy air defense zone. The H-20 is expected to carry all kinds of air-launched weapon in the People's Liberation Army Air Force. This included nuclear weapon, conventional bombs, and even hypersonic and future weapon that they would develop. It could carry the YJ-63 missile with a range of 200 kilometers, the CJ-20 with maximum range of 2,000 kilometers, the hypersonic DF-21 with a range of 1,700, and DF-17 with a maximum range of 2,500 kilometers.